HBA1c, that is your blood sugar reading that is important. That's the number that says if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic. And it's something to do with the sugars that are bonding to the hemoglobin in your blood. But that's the number that is a constant thing that you can try and get down. And obviously then there's the reading of glucose when it spikes through the day. The reason I'm talking about this is I have been learning about longevity for a long time. We all broadly agree with what we need to be doing to live a long and healthier life. So exercise we all agree on, good diet we all agree on. But I buy into this idea that the insulin spikes are bad. And the number one reading, that HbA1c I just talked about, Dave Sinclair talks about this, not mentioned his name for a while. He said that's the number one indicator of longevity, all right? And my mum has just come in as pre-diabetic. It's crept up again to, I forget the actual number, but she's just below being diabetic. So obviously that's an alarm call for me because I've not been looking after myself. We think it's hereditary. I dread to think if mine's crept up again as well. I'm number one, I'm concerned more for my mum. So I've taken her to Aldi today, kind of tried to educate her on just stop buying things with sugar in. And unfortunately, believe it or not, it means grapes, these things we think are good, the fruits, limit them, all right? And then you go around the supermarket and you look at things that, like, obviously the buzz thing, I think, at the more, is it Kefir or Kelfer, that drink, yeah? That's meant to be really good for you. We picked up, she said, I've heard this is good, everyone's talking about it. Picked it up, second ingredient in it, added sugar. She picked up some dried fruit in the supermarket, okay? Dried fruit that, on the fast of it said, basically it's a fasting thing. So when you're fasting, you take this dried fruit. Second ingredient in it, sugar. One more thing before I bore you. You know that cheese with cranberries in, okay? You know the cranberries in that cheese? The number one ingredient in those cranberries is not cranberries, it's sugar. I know. All right. So, in my head, I believe sugar is bad. I have been taking too much sugar again. I'm a fool, crazy fool. Because it's probably the worst thing you can do. All right, so wake up call, mum's not well, that gives me the motivation to totally get going again, all right? For me and me mum now, gonna buy, we can't afford to start buying the, the constant monitoring thing. The crazy thing is, if mum goes diabetic, she'll probably get it for free on prescription, just like she'll get metformin, if she goes to the diabetic thing, they'll prescribe metformin. But you've got to go, it's crazy, isn't it? We'll talk about that when I get going again, because I'm on it again, all right? So, here we go. I'm going to buy continuous, a fingerprint blood monitoring, start monitoring my glucose, get back on the fasting idea, and let's document it again now. So before I start being healthy again, let's find out what my HbA1c is. That's the right thing, isn't it? Yeah. Let's get it tested. And then if it's high, let's see if I can bring it down. All right. With healthy living, so that's why I've been binge eating and beer drinking for the last 6 months. I've done it for you guys, so that I can peak my levels and see if I can get them down again. All right. I've done it because I'm a fool. All right. Good seeing you all. Worried about me mum. And it is, a lot of it is, I just totally buy into the sugar argument. I don't know what you guys think. All right. I was saying to me mum, fat's not bad. Cook all your food in butter. That's not bad. But stop the sugar. All right. And yeah, let's get sorted. Tell me if you agree with me or not. But for two reasons. It's nothing to do with calories. It's to do with not having insulin spikes, which means narrowing your eating window, and when you do, having less spikes through the day. Do you agree with me? And do you believe that I'm actually going to be back again, like I say every time? See you soon, everyone. Let's do it together. The weather's warming up. It's a great time for a health kick. Let's go for it.